Fruits and vegetables. I eat a lot of fish. I try to stay away from red meat.
We eat fruit, vegetables, drink juice,
ice cream,
fresh fruits, meats, pastas.
my Hershey's Kisses. Those will get me in trouble.
Not very much red meat, more chicken and fish.
A lot of vegetables and not a lot of meat.
Oatmeal usually.
A lot of vegetables and fruits and a lot of water.
Broccoli, some couscous, and some salmon cakes.
Yesterday I had a bunch of potato chips.
Well, we're going to talk about some different food in this segment and oatmeal, some of the other things. But first, this is our healthy cooking segment, and you have a wonderful recipe for us here, Joe.
Well, I'm going to bring out some of my Italian heritage here.
Good.
Our food
Good.
for
I can
today
smell it.
isn't that smell great?
Mm-hmm.
Our food for today is chicken alla Vito. And there's several things that make this special, Shirley, but here's what is involved here. We use garlic, garlic powder, garlic cloves, oregano, basil. So here we got all herbs,
Italian
everything
spices.
from the earth, okay? Organic butter, extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper, paprika, and any other spices that you want to add.
Is it baked?
It's broiled. What's the thing when you put it on the top oven and you got the top one going?
That's broiled,
See,
yeah.
My ignorance is coming through when it comes to that because my wife is the one who actually makes this. I
Okay,
think we all know
Peggy. Thank you, Peggy.
What she does with this is with those spices, because she boils it over a long period of time. And anytime you can cook your food, lower temperatures for longer periods of time is always better. That's why deep frying is so deadly. When you take, frozen French fries and you deep fry them and you cook them in 30 seconds flat, that's how you get it out of those places in a minute. But, that deep frying has all these hydrogenated oils and these recooked oils in it, and that's what adds these trans fats that get caught up in our bloodstream and cause this coronary disease that we support Edward Heart Hospital with.
Right. But broiling is high heat, though. But it's
it's high heat, but it's not
while.
immediate. Yes, we put it at 300 degrees for a period of a couple hours versus deep frying. Let's take a taste of it.
Would you like, if you want to go ahead?
Go ahead.
Are you sure?
You go.
Okay.
You're sure.
Can you taste all the spices in there?
Mm-hmm. Very good. I love Italian spices anyway. Garlic. Again, I grew up on garlic from New Orleans. They use a lot of it.
And
Very
on
nice.
TV, it's okay to talk with your mouth full, right?
I think so.
If not, you're going to have to carry the show for the next minute here. We should have had this in a little bit smaller bites. But
Yeah.
Shirley, what makes this so special is that it's all made with herbs and spices, nothing that's going to kill you. Do you take butter and cake it on? No. You use, you use butter, just bottom of the pan. We also put olive oil on the bottom of the pan. Those are organic fats. Those are healthy fats. Chicken is obviously low in saturated fat, especially chicken breast. But the main thing here, and we're going to talk about this, I guess, later, is buying healthy chicken.
Yeah, and
we buy free-range chicken with no drugs, no pesticides, a chicken that's allowed to do what God made it to do, and that's what makes chicken a real healthy.
Well, it's very delicious. Do you want to go to a viewer question for Dr. McKeever? Yeah, while you finish eating your chicken.
I'm going to actually wash it down a little bit of water.
We actually, they were giving all these foods. One thing I'd like to ask first is, what about oatmeal? I mean, we hear a lot that oatmeal can lower your cholesterol. Is that really true?
It can lower it a couple of percentage points. It's not going to make a major difference in most people.
Beats a fried donut, though.
But it beats a fried donut, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's one. This viewer says, am I at a greater risk for heart attack or stroke because my father died of cardiovascular disease?
Absolutely. That's a major risk factor for that individual. And so...
and would it depend on the age that his father died?
Yeah, if you died at the age of 80, that's not so much of a risk factor. But if you died, in middle age, 50, 60, then yes, it's a risk factor.
Well, let me be the devil's advocate here on that notion. What if that person's father died of coronary disease because of decades of an unhealthy lifestyle? How does that translate to a genetic predisposition, or does it always translate to a genetic predisposition?
That's a good question, because I know people who have a history in their family, and because of that, they eat very healthy, they exercise, and they take care of themselves.
Yes. We really don't know the answer to that question, because the data comes from large epidemiologic studies. And so, 10,000 people are studied, and you look to see how many people had a father who died between the ages of 30 and 60. But why they died is
not in there.
It's not in there. And so, but overall, if they died, that seems to confer a risk factor. but certainly it makes sense that if you live an unhealthy lifestyle and no one before you in your family died of heart disease, that you changed your own risk in all likelihood, and maybe that doesn't get passed on to next generation.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to draw out, is that, okay, in these large studies, when you see familial incidence as a common occurrence, we can say that your odds are greater. However, it doesn't necessarily, it's not a death sentence.
That's exactly
that's
right.
What we're trying to.
We need to talk about some of the stats. You know, why is the incidence of heart attacks so much higher in women? And what, you know, is this changing?
Higher in men, right?
Is it
No,
higher
it's
in...
higher in men, but
it is higher in men.
Higher in, it's growing in women.
Oh, okay. But,
So
but men still have more heart attacks than women.
Men still have more heart attacks than women by about a third more.
Okay.
Why do you think that is with women? You can't answer that definitively, but I mean...
Well, there's a lot of speculation. One major reason may be that more women smoke today than they did 20 years ago. More children smoke today than they did 20 years ago.
That's true.
So that may be one thing. Overall, over the last 2 decades, mortality rates from heart disease have dropped 40%.
No, that's because there's
about
better
care.
life-saving methods, or?
Well, about 50% of that drop is attributed to changes in lifestyle. So men have kind of gotten the message. You know, they're exercising, they're not smoking, or they're quitting smoking, or cutting down. They're worried about their cholesterol, their blood pressure, and all of that stuff. So about half of that drop seems to be due to that. The other half seems to be due to technology and treatments that we are now able to do, like bypass surgery, angioplasty, and then all the drugs that I'm sure we'll talk about at some point.
And that really codifies what this show is all about. I mean, Dr. McKeever's saying mortality is down 40% by a combination of embracing what technology has to offer, being proactive, you know, in your own life. But back to the women's heart thing for a second, because we have a lot of women viewers on this show.
Yes.
Don't you think also that the increase of heart disease in women also has to do with our cultural changes, as far as so many more women in the workplace? We have so many more women executives, women politicians. They're kind of embracing the role that, at least in our culture, was traditionally male roles is more frequently now. Do you think that has?
Yeah, I think that it probably plays a role. Stress plays a role. There's no question that it does. It's been known for forever. We don't really understand how, but there's a lot of hormonal changes that occur in the body that are unhealthy for the heart when you're under stress. And if women put themselves in that position, they probably are going to, it's going to affect them.
We have to go to a break in a minute, but quickly, is the rise in diabetes, does that the ratio kind of go along with why heart attacks are rising?
Yes, the rise in diabetes is actually alarming in this country.
We're talking about adult onset.
Adult onset. It goes hand in hand with obesity, which is also rising in this country. And in fact, the American College of Cardiology is making a major push to try to diagnose diabetes earlier and treat it more aggressively.
Well, when we come back, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'd like to touch on children.
Yes.
What's going on with their lifestyles and what kind of things we're seeing in the heart health of children. But if you want some more information on the cooking instructions on chicken a la Vito, because I'm still tasting it, baby.
I can smell it too.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably get that removed. Otherwise, I'm going to spend the rest of the show eating. You can visit Kylea.com, and if you want to make this dinner for your family, you can visit Kylea.com. You can go to TLN's website, and we have a Kylea link on there, and we'll show you how to get it done. Well, up next, we will show you how to pick tasty chicken and healthy chicken. Don't go away.